She was an icon who left her mark on the city of Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin over a long career, breaking barrier after barrier along the way. And even after her passing, Vel Phillips isn't done breaking barriers. In our Sunday morning spotlight, Frankie Jupiter explains how.
I don't think there's a level of government that you could speak about that Val doesn't have her fingerprint on.
From City Hall in Milwaukee to the Capitol in Madison, many have and still do stand on the shoulders of this 5'2" mighty giant.
I'm sitting here in this office as mayor of the city of Milwaukee, the first African-American to be elected to the position. That doesn't happen without Vel Phillips. That doesn't happen without the work that she did literally for decades in this community.
There is your problem. There is your problem.
By the time she arrived at Milwaukee City Hall in 1956, breaking barriers was already old hat. She was the first African-American woman to graduate from the University of Wisconsin-Madison Law School.
I could not be the youngest woman elected to the Milwaukee's Common Council had there not been a Vel Phillips.
6th District Alderwoman Lele Cox grew up knowing Phillips and says that Phillips was a mentor to her.
As a first year at Madison Law School, they have an area in the law library that has the pages of the headshots of folks who were in previous classes. It was so powerful to look in my first year and see her face as one of the first African-Americans ever to be on those pages and pages of folks that didn't look like me.
And no one looked like Phillips on the Milwaukee Common Council, an achievement that wasn't her initial goal.
A seat on the Common Council opened up, and my mother tried to convince my father to run for it, and he kind of looked at her and said, well, that's not me, but that certainly could be you.
While she was breaking the glass ceiling under the roof at home, she was still mom, even with her own little quirks.
Oh my goodness, my mama could not drive a car. Getting in the car with my mom and going from home to City Hall was an adventure, let me tell you.
Vel's son, Michael, recalls his mother being a big Packers fan and explained how mom and dad helped find housing for a little-known Milwaukee Braves rookie by the name of Hank Aaron.
Hank lived at our house for off and on for a while before my father was able to find him suitable housing. Now, of course, Hank was black, and black folks couldn't live very many places at the time. It's one of the things that really brought the fair housing issue to prominence in our family.
Michael remembers how his mom shook things up at City Hall. A then pregnant Vel refused to walk flights of stairs because of the lack of restrooms for women.
But you couldn't be walking up and down stairs to go to the bathroom because, pregnant women often have to go to the bathroom quickly. And so then she said, well, you're either going to have to create another, women's bathroom on the floor with me, or I'm just going to start using the men's bathroom. And she started to do that.
Michael says the bathroom battle caused a big uproar, and that wasn't the only time.
It made the papers when she decided to wear a pantsuit to work rather than a skirt. Yeah, a pantsuit. It made the paper.
Vel would go on to make history again and again. She would become the first female judge in Milwaukee County, also the first African-American judge in Wisconsin. She even became the first female elected Secretary of State of Wisconsin.
We like to talk about others that have broke barriers at the national level. We've got one right here in Wisconsin and in the city of Milwaukee. And kids have to understand that they can do it. They can do it too.
Phillips would have turned 100 this year. She passed away in April of 2018, but not before leaving behind a legacy that's seen and heard across Wisconsin. Even after her passing, she has one more barrier still to break. When her statue is eventually erected outside of the state capitol, it will be the first statue of an African-American woman outside of a state capitol in the United States.
I think she stood, and she still stands, for a woman who can do anything.
History can be made in a million ways, and we each have an ability to make it. And a beautiful thing about Val is she didn't pick just one way. She picked a million ways to be the first to do it, and she did it so well.